You never know what's going to happen next.
They always are coming up with new stuff, new twists.
The craziest stuff happens on that show.
It keeps me laughing.
You're listening to Lead Pedal Radio, music for people behind the wheel.
How's everybody doing today? Welcome to the Road Show. We're going to take you on a road trip today right after we get started. That was a little Aaron Tippin with There Ain't Nothing Wrong with the Radio. Let's play another radio song. Thank God for the radio song.
On the road.
Sure. Hey, hope everybody's having a good day. Welcome to the Road Show. I'm your host, Bruce Elridge, and today we're going to talk about road trips. What's the coolest thing you like about road trips? People love road trips. They like to go on road trips. What's the coolest thing about road trips for you? Oh, there's so many cool things. Anyway, we're going to get to them here, but first of all, summer is the perfect time to take a road trip. There's something about the sun in your hair. Okay, for those of you who have hair, sun in your hair, or the wind in your hair, sun in your face. It's just really cool. Here we go, a little Kid Rock to start us off here, shall we? That's right, this is the Road Show. Every Wednesday at 12 o'clock p.m. Hope you're having a great day. We're talking road trips today. We were talking, what's the coolest thing? They say that average of over 70% of the population, they say nearly 9 in 10 Americans consider road trip as a central part of their lives. I gotta say, I'm gonna give you some tips on how I do road trips. I wanna know how you do road trips, and we're gonna play some great road trip songs for sure. We'll give you some tips here. You know what, but we love road trips, but I found, now when you're a trucker, road trips are a little different. You're told where to have your road trip, but, when you're on your own, you can take off and not tell anybody. And that's why I like Lone Star here, because sometimes no news is the best way to do this. Oh, for sure. Hey, you know what? I don't actually care where I go on a road trip as long as it's long enough. I can tell you one trip we took, we went to see my mom in Palm Springs. So she lived in Palm Springs. She was in Palm Springs. We went to see her for Christmas. 9 days down, 2 days with mom, 6 days back. Boy, it was fun. Now, they say that the top 3 places to go on a road trip are the Grand Canyon, Yosemite, and Yellowstone National Parks. Now, the Grand Canyon, sightseeing, mule trips to whitewater rafting, bicycling tours. They say it's a legendary site. I have been to Phoenix, and I have been to the Red Rock Canyon area there. It's part of the Grand Canyon, but it's not the Grand Canyon. I've been there, but didn't get down into there. Yosemite boasts some of the most stunning natural features on the planet, all in one place. Massive waterfalls, unique rock formations, and giant sequoia trees. Never mind, got meadows, forests, and lakes as well. And Yellowstone is tied with Yosemite at 32%, offering an incredibly unique landscape. So where do you like to go? Where do you want to go? It doesn't matter if I'm like George Canyon, who's probably going to Grand Canyon. He just wants to ride. Here we go. So just a good day to ride. Just a good day to get out there. Oh, it's a good day to ride for sure. Because life is a highway. A third. Okay, so 1 out of every 3 out of 10. How does a third work? 3 out of every 9. That just messes it up, doesn't it, if you say 3 out of 10? Let's just say 3 to 4 out of every 10 people are thinking or have done remote work, which means they want to travel more. We've seen it a number of times in the trucking industry. Well, you just get a job as a truck driver, and you're as remote as it gets. But we saw there's another podcast guy in the trucking industry who bought a motorhome, and he was doing all the shows remotely. We work from anywhere. We've done it from Barbados and everywhere. I see a lot of people doing that. A lot of musicians are on the road. Everybody's doing it, kind of work from home. They say that you can work from anywhere. Why not take it to the beach, mountain, or countryside? I got to say, that works, but you got to have internet. With the rise of remote work, more people have started to take advantage of the situation. About a third of respondents in one survey said they plan to travel more with the option of remote work, and it certainly sounds appealing. Expanding the opportunity to travel without taking a time off work. Is that really traveling if you're doing that? Because really what it comes down to is a Billy Ray Cyrus song of where am I going to live when I get home? That's right. Now you're going, where do I live? Like, I don't even know where I live. Like, tell me your address. Well, it's the mountains, it's the sea, it's the sea. Who knows? Hey, if you're working remotely, it doesn't matter. Your biggest decision is, do I go Carolina, California? That's what Jody Messina said. All right, hey, you know what? You know what? One of the best things about road trips is you see places you've never seen, even as truck drivers. A lot of you prefer, I know I do, prefer to take secondary roads. Not dirt roads, like secondary roads. You know, where you can see some small towns, see some farmers' fields, those kind of things. And they say that helps local communities. I would much rather be on a secondary highway that gives me something to look at and see some cool small towns than to be on these big, massive, interstates where you kind of don't see anything but the car beside you. That's why Route 66 is one of the best road trips you can take. And I haven't been there. I kind of got to make that one of my goals, I think, before I go, if it's even still there, because I know a lot of it's kind of... But they say that road trips often help local communities, right? So if you're in air or ocean travel, you're going to big cities. But road trips can involve driving through your smaller local communities that can really benefit from passerbys, right? So in a survey on RV travel, half of Americans said they stay 2 or 3 nights on average spending money in local communities. They spend less than $75 a night, which is less than a hotel stay in most cities, but enough to make a difference for small businesses. And as a small business myself, I totally agree with that. Here we go. That's Florida Georgia Line said, you gotta love your country first, you know? If you do, you're gonna find some cool things to see in it. Aaron Allen says, can we go back? Says, I really like that place. Can we go back there? This is one from Aaron Allen. He's a local artist here, London, Ontario based. Take your pet on vacation. Well, a lot of people do take a pet on a road trip. And you know what? They say over 70% of people would take their pets on an RV trip. So we don't have pets anymore. We never took, because cats, you got to be careful taking cats on a road trip. But you know what? They say, fortunately, road trips, it can be easy to bring them. Dogs, cats, and birds. While pets are a bit difficult to bring on a plane, and many hotels don't allow you, that makes RV driving a lot better. 71% of respondents said they'd take their pets in an RV, and they imagine numbers are pretty high for car rides, too. Now, I know a lot of dogs like car rides. I know a lot of truckers that keep animals with them in the truck. I'm afraid to go in some trucks because a guy from down south might have a crocodile. Anyway, here's probably one of the most famous pets in truckers, a little Joe, Red Savide. Here we go. We all know this one. Little Joe. Probably the most famous truck driving pet for sure. And this is probably the most famous truck driving song. In fact, I just watched this movie the other night. Yeah, that's right. It's on Netflix again. Smokey and the Bandit. Eastbound and Down.
Eastbound and down, loaded up and trucking, watch a bandit run.
All right. So there's a couple things that are cool about road trips. Not just where you're going or what you're trying to get to, but what you see along the way. And that could be everything from cars to whatever. Billboards, I love billboards. And once you get down south, you see some. There used to be a place called, what was it called? It was the Mexican place. It was right in the South Carolina border. As soon as you crossed into South Carolina, the truck stop was on the left. And it was just this little torn down truck stop. It was nothing to speak of. But man, the billboards started like in New Jersey and every mile. And I forget the name of that truck stop. If you remember, put it in the chat for me, will you? But it was a fun truck stop to be at, and he had a different billboard everywhere that you went. And of course, a lot of people play stuff like I Spy with My Little Eye or the license plate game. Punch Buggy is one that my daughter played. You know, whenever they see a Volkswagen, they punch you in the hopefully in the leg, but it was starting to hurt to say Punch Buggy. There was one that I used to say. I taught the kids. Every time we saw, there's a trucking company here in Canada that has lime green trucks, and every time they were known, their initials of their company is SGT is what they were, but we used to call them, I won't say the S because we're on radio, green trucks. You can figure out the rest of it. So every time they saw one of those trucks, they had to say that. The other one was Schneider. In fact, my wife, her her nickname, the one I used to use for her, was called Pumpkin, and that started from road trips. Whenever you saw a Schneider truck that was orange, you had to go, Pumpkin! Oh, now that my colors are orange and black, I'm rethinking that whole thing. But they say that license plate game's a popular one. Anything to pass the time, especially with the kids. And it can be quite fun to do that. But I think probably one of the most famous songs about the billboard was Girl on the Billboard. Here's the Roadhammers version for you. You know what? You remember this one. It's a good trucking song.
You never know what's going to happen next.
They always are coming up with new stuff, new twists.
The craziest stuff happens on that show.
It keeps me laughing.
You're listening to Lead Pedal Radio, music for people behind the wheel.